this week. It just
I'm refreshing.
works. Refresh.
Nothing yet.
Once we're confirmed live.
Oh, things are looking good. Here we are.
Are we live?
We're here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's make sure everything's going, and then we'll hit start. Chat. You need chat up.
Oh, I know. I'm just making sure.
Can you hear us?
I see. Oh, yep. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
If you haven't joined, this is Devshort 11, I think. 11? 11? 10, 11? If you haven't joined one, there's an ad. I always forget that they play ads.
I know.
Okay, if you haven't joined us.
About food.
Okay, I'm going to pause. Well, no, we'll just get going. So welcome to our Devshort for the next 15 minutes. We do this weekly show just to catch you up week over week. What's going on with Warframe? And this week, I have a timeline, and I had a cool pink hat. There it is. I have a highlighter, timeline. We are going to talk about Dante, starting with a timeline of things that have happened and where we're going from here.
No, we're not.
You're shaking your head. Actually, I'm going to call you. So we had a fun eclipse. That was totality. So I've done the timeline for Dante kind of like the solar eclipse we just had. We're going to start on Tuesday, April 2nd, 7 days ago. So this was us, where the Devshort went live and chat.
Someone says they hope the stream doesn't get nerfed this time.
This is almost exactly what happened on Tuesday, April 2nd.
Yep.
And it's your fault, so I'm not gonna...
It's my fault?
It's not your fault. It's my fault. We were too flippant on the last Devshort with the reactions right away when we started the stream were, don't nerf Dante, don't nerf Dante. And we knew we were making changes, and we didn't treat it, even though we're a little bit Wayne's World, we didn't treat it seriously enough to give you the information you needed. So other things became part of the narrative when we could have solved a lot of the problem on April 2nd. Obviously, we can't go back in time, so that's behind us. We could have approached it differently. But
the moon is exactly the correct size to include the sun from Earth. What are the chances?
It is... The chances are crazy.
It has to be the moon's fault for the Dante nerf.
I don't disagree, but okay. I'm going to take that one, not the moon. I feel like the moon and I are
yeah, that was. I think we botched that. We've done this in the past
yes.
where we've overshot or we didn't test like ragdoll cases and things like that, yes. And obviously. We're sorry, and most of that stuff's been corrected as I understand it.
So Thursday, we put out, like, okay, here's the Dante tweaks that we alluded to. They did not go over well. And then...
Yep, it was like staring into the sun
yes.
on your phone.
Don't stare into the eclipse.
Okay, don't stare into the eclipse.
And don't play the Thursday version of Dante.
Don't even aim your phone at the eclipse.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because the moon could be a magnifying glass.
So this is the timeline. We had Tuesday, then we had Thursday, then we bounced back to Friday, where we realized that the implementation of the line of sight wasn't only bad for Dante in terms of ragdolls, occlusion. It's bad for a lot of frames, so like it's sort of like we're lifting a lot of line of sight checks as a result of this. But, so that was Friday, and then we gave you a PSA on other things we were changing. So let me see if I can do like
I'm looking at chat. That I think they're sort of understanding.
Cool.
Still very fun, very powerful. There is some question about maybe Dante blocking his 4 accidentally.
We have plans to fix that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I'll rephrase this so it's a little less spicy, but like CC is really important in the end game. Make sure you guys aren't just killing CC, and I know that's not our intent, even
totally
though
is not.
We screwed up right before the eclipse happened.
It was not the eclipse's fault. We would like to blame the once-in-a-lifetime event, but...
I don't know if the moon is exactly the right size to include the totality.
Okay, so...
Anyway.
On the timeline, I'm going to do like a fun You Are Here map.
This crow tastes good.
You're eating crow, I get it.
I'm eating crow,
okay.
Yeah.
We are here. We are on Tuesday, April 9th. So we've gone through... So Tuesday, April 9th is right now, right here and now. Where I'm going to tell you the next steps. As we kind of already gave you a heads up on Friday in a PSA, I'm going to reiterate those, talk a little bit more about them. And then from this next step, we'll get to when you're actually going to play the changes, which is sometime this week. So, today.
Yep. And I think for Nezha as well, there's a little bit
We do intend on doing a tweak up on the Nezha Augment. I don't know the exact numbers yet. It's not going back to what it was, but it's not staying at what it is. So, patch notes will have final info there.
Absolutely.
Overguard. I'm going to talk about Overguard first. OG.
Sounds good.
One of the pieces of feedback, I was going to say problems in air quotes, but it actually is a problem, so that's not appropriate. But Overguard is, if I'm playing in a squad, I'm Dante, you're Nidus, or you're Inaros. You have your cool energy regen build. Oh my god, I can actually spin you on the chair.
Okay.
You have your cool energy regen build. You're Inaros. You're playing with me. I'm Dante. I put Overguard on you, and I prevent your rage energy regen build from working. We're making a change to frames Naros and Nidus. If you have Overguard on from another source,
Yep.
your rage builds will work. That's like a very general mission statement, but that's the vibe we're going for. If you received Overguard from another source like Dante and you're playing as a Naros or as Nidus, your rage strats will work. That's bucket 1.
Yep.
And then bucket 2 is Vex Armor, which is Chroma. As you know, sometimes Chroma players will stand there and tank all this incoming damage to get their Vex Armor up. We're going to let it work with Overguard. We're going to let it work insofar as, that was a new thought. Ignore the Overguard comment there. I'm Chroma. I'm out there. I'm shooting fools with my guns. I'm killing people with my melee.
Yep.
My Vex Armor will receive buffs from that. The damage portion of Vex Armor will get buffed if you're getting ranged kills, and the armor portion will get buffed if you're getting melee or ability kills. So we're kind of like lifting a whole bunch of things as a result of the Overguard conversation and all those things. So these are all happening this week. So on the timeline, I'm telling you about them here. Mm-hmm. Sometime this week, they will be live. Not tomorrow. I don't think we need more time to test, which is probably like sin number 3. We rushed out some of the Dante things, so we're just taking a bit more time so that this week you can get your hands on line of sight improvements across many abilities. Not all, but many. Some need code, and we don't have a code build this week. The Vex Armor stuff, the Rage stuff with Anaros and Nidus from other sources. What else is there? The Dante general picture is just some sort of real talk. His ability, its radius is and I think this is correct. I did check, but if I'm wrong, you can correct me. It is the largest radius AoE in the game that does damage to targets in range. So, it's now line of sight just because it is so big. If you look at something like Zaku's Vast on Time, that's 25 meter AoE. The range on the radius of Tragedy is 30 meters flat, unmodded. So the line of sight thing, we should have done it from the beginning. It shouldn't have gone down this way. It's our fault, but it's still a very powerful ability, and it still kicks a ton of butt. It's just a bit of the line of sight implementation that we rolled out too quickly, our fault, isn't working on wasn't working on ragdolls. There's blockage with raycasts, Well, you don't know, I'm telling you. Those are the problems. But we're working on it. And then by the time we get to here, which will be sometime this week, we'll have more next week to share on how everything's going. So that's kind of where we are.
Yep. Okay. So I would say chat is sort of divided. Some people saying still very powerful, still very fun. I think maybe if you haven't checked out after the line of sight fixes went in, you should want to check that out. And maybe just to give your opinion, just a second chance there with the line of sight checks. I think some people in chat are just like, revert, like don't do the line of sight check, but the range is still extremely large.
Yeah.
And again, we listen. That's why we're here talking about this stuff, eating crow, and explaining the changes. And yes, that first rollout was a botch for sure, and we're sorry about that.
And it all started Tuesday, April 2nd.
Yeah.
And it could have been avoided if we had the power.
Yep. So, so...
If only we hadn't been making this game for 12 years and had 12 years of experience to lean on. We'll never make a mistake again!
Well, I think we will, but the most important part is we're not too proud to change those things and to listen to you folks. So give it a try again. I know some people would really like that the LOS checks are just killed, but you do
honestly,
have that big range.
Yeah, the base range is huge. It's the biggest in the game.
Yep.
And I think if we took away the line of sight checks, we probably would have to shrink it. Like, I think would be the equation.
Some people are talking about that as well. And
I'm not saying we're going to do that.
We might be in a no-win situation where I don't think anyone's going to be happy about it because you kind of rock the boat. But again, give it a change with the line of sight fixes if you haven't. And maybe we'll be talking about this next Devshort.
I have plenty. Well, we just need another solar phenomenon to get through.
Yep.
So anyway, let me just recap a little bit of...
I saw a couple questions about Fix iOS, and I'm very curious about...
There's a few things there with inputs for quests that are prog stopped.
I have seen a few prog stops. Those are getting worked on. If that's what you're blocked on, very sorry. And those are known and getting worked on very quickly.
I even wore my Dante shirt to talk about Dante. If we talk about him again next week, I have to do laundry.
Really? Okay.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Someone says their stereo is not working, and it might be our fault.
Their stereo?
Stereo?
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're just being facetious there.
Oh, well, Just
Yep.
return it to your point of purchase. Okay, so things we wanted to go over in this.
Someone's having a download problem on mobile, actually. So that is something that I'm curious about.
We
And
need
if
your
you
logs.
if you are patient enough to hit our forums, I know the team would be very eager to hear from you.
Yes. Recapping, we do have a hotfix this week on all platforms. It is currently the 9th of April.
Yep.
By the end of the week, there will be a hotfix out. It's going to, like I said, touch that Vex armor. It's going to touch the other sources of overguard on you, letting your rage-ish. I'm just using a catch-all with rage there for Nidus and Anaros.
Yep.
And, when you're getting overguard on you from another source that is not your own, because you can't create it as those frames, you'll get some builds things. We have actually tons of other fixes in the update overall. There is a problem where you weren't able to matchmake on Omnia Fissures with the Zeraman and Albrix labs. So if you were trying to get some squads in ya for those new Omnia Fissures in those locations, they weren't working with matchmaking. So that's a big fix. So you don't need to be running it solo.
Coming this week.
Yes.
Excellent. This was mentioned last dev short, and I think we didn't chase it down. Red color is looking pink, or energy color.
We did chase it down. I just didn't
Yes?
tell you. There is a
Tell
fix. That's only a console bug right now. There is a native code fix needed to get it on consoles.
Okay, so we need an executable update.
It is something
Okay.
that is there might be another version of that bug, but
Yep.
the red looking pink, you're probably playing on console.
Red colors are very much pink still.
Can you confirm you're on console if you're seeing that? We can do some real time.
Yep.
It's most likely
Someone's saying red is pink on PC too.
Oh.
Someone's saying yes on console, yes on console, yes on console, yes on console, yes on console. So, yes, red is pink on PS5. I'm so curious what that bug was then.
I looked at it and I forget the exact details. But
Ooh, I might have to look at the code and check it out.
one of our lovely teammates sent me the record for
Someone
it.
is saying, though, my PC is good, and then someone's saying yes on PC. So maybe we need to...
I'm pretty sure it's okay on PC because I looked at my protovir ephemera and it was fine.
It was fine? Okay.
But that's not to say that it's a fix verified issue. I just... When I heard it was console only, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. That's...
Someone's accusing us of being colorblind. That's not true.
That also could be true. I can't confirm or deny that.
I put on a green shirt today,
Okay.
and I'm not colorblind.
You actually are kind of colorblind.
What? No way.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So you're blaming this whole pink is
I'm
red
just
is
saying
pink
if your
issue on me?
if your graphics engineer. Anyway, not the
my
point.
God.
We'll do some Q&A though. Let's
Okay.
get real to it. We just want to talk with everyone in this step short. We have 2 minutes left. Q&A.
So Turbo Amoeba is saying red is pink on some palettes on my PC, as also only certain reds though that weren't before. So maybe. Do you think that's related to the lighting changes in the orbiter?
There could be a third version of this conversation that is GI.
Okay.
lighting.
Well, we know that Fashion Frame is life, so
True.
we will take a look at this as well. And no, we're not renaming red text to pink text. So,
Pink.
yeah.
Although that doesn't really look pink, but it is, I swear. Red. Pink, red.
Red. Someone says, please fix the operator bug. So that would be something...
That is not specific enough to know.
no, that's not
Not that we
enough.
yeah, well, it could be anything. Could be.
Was it a change in palettes? Because someone's saying the smoke palette's acting a little different as well.
Smoke palette is white and black. It's only black and white values. The smoke palette has no color.
This is reminding me of like the time when I
Gamma.
changed Gamma of
Oh
Warframe
my god, when
colors.
you changed Gamma.
When was that? 2013?
2013, and we had to release a legacy color picker for free because of and we actually have an in-game setting for legacy Gamma.
Yep,
Yeah, I remember that.
yep. An in-game setting that is now 11 years old from a mistake I made in 2013.
Imagine if we did Devshorts then.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be spicy. Right, so just checking chat again. There is please fix trade bug in ranked up mods.
That is a dojo specific bug, I believe. If you rank up,
Okay.
you can't trade them in the dojo if they're ranked up, or if you do rank them up in the dojo. I saw someone chasing that last week. So that is known. I don't know when it's going to be fixed, but that is known.
Here's another one. Operator camera flips 180 upon transference sometimes.
Can you confirm if you're a client? Because I think that might happen in Duviri if you're a client. But please let me know.
Someone says, thanks for making things much better. I guess they missed last week.
Steve!
I'm sorry.
The timeline.
I'm sorry.
The timeline. Everything went wrong here.
We definitely have the best intentions, and when we mess up,